What's up, guys? Meg here, and I wanted to talk just a little bit more today about a topic that I've been sitting on now for a couple of weeks, and that is my thoughts following my first Muay Thai fight. First of all, what a wild experience. I never thought in a million years that I would ever step into a ring to compete in this sport. It's definitely completely out of my comfort zone. It's not a sport I was ever interested in. Fight sports in general I had very little interest in. And so I wanted to talk a little more about how did I end up here so far out of my wheelhouse, and what was the motivation behind that? How did I feel about it before? How did I feel during the fight? And how do I feel about it now? I started doing Muay Thai in the first place because I really needed a sense of purpose here in Thailand, and I was struggling quite a lot to find that. I really latched on to Muay Thai after visiting the gym. Everyone was so nice and so welcoming, and it's a place I wanted to keep coming back to. And like I said, I just latched on and I went all in because I needed that. I needed something solid to put my feet on, if that makes sense. I feel like a lot of people probably thought that I just started doing Muay Thai because Luke was doing Muay Thai, and I will tell you that's 100% true. I would have never, ever done this. I mean, I guess never say never, but it would have been extremely unlikely that I ever would have found myself in a Muay Thai gym had it not been for the fact that Luke came here to train. So that's also part of the reason how I ended up here. It's really quite simple. I'm also someone that does just really love a challenge. I have always had sort of a little bit of a project on the side, a hobby, whether it was riding horses or dancing or rock climbing or running or CrossFit. I always like to have some sort of activity, something that's physical, that gets me exercise, that's fun. And Muay Thai was, I can tell you, it's the hardest of all of those things by far. You can of course train at anything at any level, but of all those activities I've previously done, this one was the only one where I really was able and had the opportunity to go at it 100%. I started training as a full-time athlete. You wake up and you run, and then you train all morning, and then you go home and try to get some food down, and then you go back and train all evening. And then you come home and try to get some food down again, and then you try to sleep and it doesn't work, and you get up and you do it all over again 5 days a week. It's very rigorous. It's very hard. Challenge is really an understatement. And so I wanted to see if I could do it. I think there's so much value in doing hard things, and I just appreciate the rest of my life so much more when there are those moments of struggle. This was also a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn in Thailand, and that's another big part of why I wanted to try, is because to be so immersed in the culture and to be so immersed in this sport that is so much a part of Thailand, it's an opportunity that it's hard to pass up. It really is. Part of it was a very personal challenge. I'm 31 years old. I'm about to be 32 in February, and to think that I could still compete after my previous injuries and my struggles with tendonitis, to think that I could learn such a high impact sport to train at such a high volume and then also to compete in that sport at 31 was a big challenge for me, and I wanted to see if I could do it. It's like you always just think, oh, it's too late for me. I can't do that now. I can't. It's too late to start something new. It's too late to train in this, and it's just not true. And I wanted to prove that to myself. I get caught up a lot in feeling that way. Oh my gosh, I just wasted so much of my 20s. I wasted all this time. I should have done this. I should have done this. And when I got here and had this chance to train at this, I wanted to challenge myself to do it, because to be honest, I wanted to call myself out on my own BS. I wanted to be able to say, no, I did it. My body still held up. I still have life in me. I gotta quit this victim attitude of always feeling like it's too late to do XYZ. It's not. The only time it's too late is when you're dead, and I'm hopefully pretty far from that. So it really was. It was this personal challenge. I wanted to say, yes, I did. Fighting was a big part of that. Fighting was the icing on the cake. Being able to tell myself, yes, you did it. And so in order to do that, I felt that I really needed to go all in. I could have just tried to train once a day or a few times a week and maybe recovered a little bit better, and maybe honestly felt better going into the fight, but that's not how I wanted to do it. I wanted to do the daily trainings twice a day. I wanted to try to do the running. There were days that my ankles would not let me, but for the most part, I ran 5 days a week. And I wanted to get the authentic experience of fight training to the very, very best of my ability. I think there's a lot of value in working hard at something that you don't necessarily love. I will be very honest, I don't love Muay Thai. It's not my passion. It's not what I came here to do. But there's tons of value that's adjacent to that, right? So just because it's not about the Muay Thai specifically, it's about all the lessons that you learn from it. It's about the life lessons. It's about the lessons that you learn about yourself. There's a lot of challenges and a lot of things in life that come up, and things that are happening to us that we don't love at all, things that we never wanted. And if you practice that part of your brain that can work through something hard and that can get through something that's really challenging, if you practice and strengthen that part of you, I think that it can help you work through those unexpected things more easily. Those things that come up that you didn't ask for, those things that just happen. That's life. And having this experience of working through training and fighting and just the amount of energy it takes to do something like that, and pushing myself and proving to myself that I could do it. That fighting spirit that they talk about, that translates into other areas as well. You learn things about yourself when you feel like you have nothing left and you keep going anyway. That is something that's hugely valuable, and that is something that will be in your toolkit for the rest of your life. And if life teaches you anything, it's that's a tool you need. I felt like this was good training for that, so to speak. The fight itself, it's sort of, if I had to tie it all up in one word, it would be surreal. It's very surreal. I felt like I was in a dream. I felt like the whole world was moving faster than me. It's also was just a super unnatural feeling for me. I felt like I had this lag where Helen and I, my opponent Helen and I, we both signed up for this. We both agreed that we were going to compete against each other. We were there, like no one was forcing us. But even stepping into the ring with her, it's like you have this person coming after you, someone who Helen had a little bit more experience than me. It was hard. It really comes more naturally for me to try to cover up and get away, or even to just, kind of stand there and take it, I think that it's actually quite tough to hit someone else. Yeah, it's very out of my comfort zone. She was also just better. She'd been training longer, she had more experience, and yeah, Helen won. Will I ever fight again? It's an I don't know. I'm really glad that I accepted the challenge. I'm glad that I decided to do it. And I'm really grateful to Helen that she agreed to compete with me. I'm really grateful to my trainers for all the time that they've spent with me in my first, these 2.5 months training me. But I think I just want to tailor my training a little differently now. I want to take a step back, not push so hard, really sort of focus more on actually being more methodical and learning the skills and really focusing, as opposed to just trying to desperately absorb as much as information as possible. I want to be able to breathe a little bit and feel like I'm able to just focus on specific things a little better and not be so preoccupied with a fight. If down the line I feel compelled to fight again, and in my heart that's something I want to do, then sure, I'll do it again. But I would also not be disappointed in myself if I didn't. I feel like I really set out to do what I wanted. And for the rest of the time here, I want to take advantage of all of the knowledge and the expertise that my trainers, Boss and Pet, have to offer, as well as all the other people that I train with at the gym. That's kind of my focus, and I just want to stay really healthy and really strong and focus on those things and the things I can learn, and we'll go from there. So yeah, that's kind of it. A little summary of my thoughts about my first fight. Thank you so much for watching, and I still have a lot that I want to share, so if you would want to like and subscribe to my channel, I have more artwork coming soon, so I'm super excited to share about that, and yeah, lots more to come. Thank you guys.